I'm going to ask Brad to come on up, Brad Snyder. I've got about 5 minutes just to be able to share real quick. Conquerors through Christ is a part of the encouragers here. They had a table, but they didn't have anybody with us last year. But Brad jumped on in real quick. Brad talked to us a little bit about Conquerors through Christ. I'll just let you just start there.
Sure.
And he's got this really cool voice. Just listen to him talk. You'd be just like, I like his voice. Just keep talking.
It's kind of you. Thanks for having me here. I do want to say that sitting in these chairs without looking awkward, I think, is kind of hard to do. But you do it pretty well. You got your relaxed legs. Yeah. So Conquerors Through Christ is an 11-year-old ministry. And it started specifically as a ministry to help Wells-called workers addicted to pornography. Quickly widened to just help people.
Oh, wait a second. Oh. Wells-called workers addicted to... That does not happen in the church.
11 years ago, it did.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Quickly widened to be for people addicted to pornography. I joined the board a few years ago and just said, so we're the anti-pornography ministry. What are we for? I don't want to be
Thank you.
Yeah, not just something that's against. What are we for? So we're for godly sexuality. Already, we had 3 pillars of reject, resist, recover. So if pornography is an issue, reject it. And just knowing the age of the people in here, stats again and again, studies show the majority of the people in this room, pornography is an issue. If it's not for you, rejoice. Praise God for that. Also, then be ready to be compassionate with those around you, not judge. So, we seek to normalize the conversation without normalizing the issue, without saying that the issue is not a problem. The issue is a problem, and it's very, very common. So let's talk about it. Either it's an issue for you or it's an issue for someone you love. If it's an issue, reject it. If it's not an issue, praise God and then resist. So this is, last couple of years has been our primary focus on creating resources to prevent, before it becomes an issue. I have my kids, the oldest is 9, and the 9 and the 8-year-old know their exit strategy. Boys, they're now at the age of the average first exposure for a boy. So when it's not if, but when it happens, bounce your eyes so they know, look away, and then tell me, as soon as you can. If you're home with me, tell me right away. If you're somewhere else, tell me as soon as you see me again, and then we're gonna make a plan for can you avoid it? And it's awesome how often a commercial comes on, Dad, it's happening.
Every
okay.
NFL game.
Yep. Right. Okay. If you get the feeling from that, that's fair. And I find that then hey, thank you. Thank you for that reminder. What I'm now callous to is still inappropriate. So some beauty in that. So reject, resist, recover is what we have yet to really work on. That's for couples whose relationships are damaged. And that's our primary focus coming up into this year. We're hoping that by Synod Convention this year, we can have a video of couples sharing their pain and their experience from an individual or maybe both of them, their struggle with pornography, and in a roundtable discussion video. So that's our big goal for the year. And then rejoice is what we added when I came on the board. What are we for? Godly sexuality. So rejoice that sex is good, is from God. And Pastor Strobel was talking about it today, that rejoice in godly sexuality, not just know about it, right? Don't just believe in it.
Thank you.
But and don't even just strive for it, but rejoice in it. This is beautiful, whether you're single, dating, engaged, married, widowed. Rejoice in godly sexuality. So
if you guys are looking for a resource, you have a booklet, right?
We do. So you all should have received as you arrived the 40-day devotional booklet. It's not specific to pornography, but it works for that. It's just a devotional booklet to help you establish a new habit, break a bad habit, or start a new good habit.
Right. And I mentioned this to those who came last year, and I mentioned to Brad, I challenged you and you accepted the challenge, but as we've struggled in our family, kind of working through a number of different spaces when it comes to eating disorders. It's the same damnable voice that's lying to men, that's lying to you women about body issues, body image issues. And if you find yourself stuck, quite frankly, addicted to the damaging behaviors that come along with restricting and when you really get into those other places, as we went through our journey, I found talking with Mrs. Festerling, guidance counselor at Wisconsin Lutheran High School, was a huge blessing to our family going through that. And Abby spoke about this last year. That video will be dropped online in the next few weeks. What you have written about, my opinion, is also a strategy that's really important for any of you ladies who struggled with body image or restricting and some of the eating disorder thoughts. A lot of what you talk about in terms of trying to move out and get help, that book is actually, I think, a helpful thing too. So for the ladies, it's, they're just talking about a guy problem. What is it, about 80% of guys have an issue with pornography, about 30% of women. And it's fascinating, the eating disorder world, 80% or more ladies, problem with body image issues, 30% of guys. Same demon, one speaking German, one speaking Spanish, speaking a different language, but he's getting both of us. How do you get out of that? I think that what they're doing through Conquerors through Christ can help you too. So could you guys spend a visit over there, talk with Brad if you guys have some questions. John's going to introduce Luke while we go and swap out our computers, but thank you, Brad.
Thank you.